Oh, we're going in now?
Yep. We're late.
Okay.
I'm not even playing the
Oh,
big dick intro.
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Damn it,
So
I had a joke for Chris. Where's
think-
Chris at?
I don't know. He's coming. I tried to send him the link through a text message, and I got a message
Uh-huh.
back saying that he has messaging blocking on. So I don't know if that's an
Oh, wow.
Android thing. I know that my boss he's got an Android, and he was telling me about this spam blocker that Android does. I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
I have
know
an
anything about
Android.
that. I have an iPhone.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Last time I had an Android, I broke it. That
Yeah,
whole
dude,
my
I'm
my
notorious
day
for that.
my day job is software engineer. So if you give me something with open source, I will play with it until it's broken for good. So
Nice.
with iPhones, you can't do that. I mean, you can technically jailbreak them, but it's a lot more work than what I'm willing to put in. So it keeps my phone.
Yeah, I gotcha. Ah,
So
all right.
I guess I'm gonna keep texting with Chris trying to get him in here, but until then, I guess we can start up. Were we gonna do a warm up? Do we have anything
Well,
this
we're already
week?
live.
Yeah, I know. And it seems like is it Lori then?
Yeah, you can call me Lori.
Okay, Lori here is not gonna be one of those guests who lets dead air happen. We've had that happen a couple times, and we were talking about coming up with like something to do when we first get on live to kind of get the juices flowing, because there's nothing worse than dead air.
Yeah.
I'd actually prefer we all just sit here in silence and just stare for a while, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and play our entourage to Dave, since he's not going to be here. At least I don't think he's going to be here, because he didn't say he was.
Dave's never here.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
there we go.
Who is it?
Open up, man. I got stuff.
Who is it?
Dave, man. Open up. I got stuff.
Who?
It's Dave, man. Open up. I think the cops saw me come in here.
Who is it?
Dave, open up. I got the stuff with me.
Who?
Dave, man. Open up.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave. Come on, man. Open up. I think the cops saw
Dave's
me.
not here.
No.
I think 48 seconds is good, because I think we get it. Dave's not here. I love that skit, dude. These guys kill me. I'm so glad they got back together and started doing comedy again.
Oh, Cheech and Chong?
Yeah, they had that special on Comedy Central, and they even
Yeah,
did
they're kind of.
They went on tour, and they came to Michigan, and I really wanted to go, but it didn't work out.
Well, see, I really liked them when I was a kid, and as I became an adult and I saw how they, like, their shit takes on things, it just, yeah, I'm not a fan. You know?
I love them. I love their comedy, and it was kind of crazy. They went,
they're funny
ways for a while, and
yeah,
and then they just found their way back. So that's a sign of good.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it's a sign of a cash cow that needs to be milked.
For real.
You know, like honestly, because there's people I hate. Well, there's people I hate, but if you threw the right dollar amount at me, I'd be like, yeah, I can work with this person. I can actually grow to love this person because of the paycheck.
You see their merch, like there's Cheech and Chong stuff everywhere. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so Lori,
what are they doing again? Are they like have a show or like?
They did a tour, but that was pre-COVID. Like, I don't know, like my years meshed together. I can't remember when exactly it was. It was pre-COVID though. They did a tour where they were doing stand-up, and it was pretty good. I don't know if they're doing anything current, but they did.
I haven't seen much of them. I've only really like watched movies where they like voice a character. I feel like I don't think I've actually seen like just them do something.
Their movies, oh my god, their movies are iconic.
Up in smoke, man.
For real.
Do you know who this is?
What's the one where they're Siamese twins, where when Cheech gets hurt, Chong feels it?
Oh, the Corsican brothers.
Yes, that one is the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
Oh man.
So Chris ain't here, and we don't have a video for that. So Lori, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Well, Elon knows some of it. Oh,
I do, but I'd rather hear it from you.
All right, I will introduce myself as if no one knows me. So I'm a writer,
Okay.
I'm a book creator, and I'm the editor-in-chief for ASAP Imagination. ASAP Imagination is a press publisher. We publish our own stories, like within our own world. It's called Our World. We have 8 titles that are sci-fi, horror, fantasy, superhero that take place in an alternate London and are interconnected, but you can follow each title by itself. And then we also have the Anyone World, which is a creator-owned imprint. So we help people publish their stories, and they keep their own IPs. And we do digital distribution, and we do physical distribution now. And basically, we have a digital bookstore, and we're just trying to like help people get their stories out and find an audience. And same thing for our stuff, we're trying to find an audience. And we have a Kickstarter coming up soon for our first ever graphic novel. And yeah, and I kind of feel like I'm rambling, but that's a start at least.
No, ramble, please. That's what you're here for.
Well, like in little pieces rather than do like a 10-minute monologue. So.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So what title are you working on?
So I like a whole bunch of stuff. So with ASAP, I write Sister Grimm, which is it's like a Reaper hybrid story. So it has like dark fantasy, bit of horror. And then I also co-write Points of Villainy, and then that's our graphic novel right now, which is the complete Points of Villainy. So that launches on April 1st. And then in part with that, there's also Points of Virtue, because we originally wrote an anthology, which is a prose book. There's like a flip book, so like there's 8 stories on one side, then you flip it over and there's another 8 stories. And then we started off very like comic book focused, and it made sense to take a prose book and turn it into comics. But at the start, we didn't have like an artist or anything for it, and we were just 2 writers trying to write a book. So that was kind of the easiest thing that made sense. But now that we're like further along, we're like, hey, let's turn it into comics, and it's just grown from there.
Yeah. So when do we get a sequel to Babies with Rabies?
You know what? I like started writing it, but I need to move some more stock first. It's one of those things where like I've like made it, but I had to like pre-order all the books. So I have like 1,000 books. And it's one of those things. Wow. It's very much like an impulse buy. I find like now as like I've gone to cons and like had it available online. Like a lot of people are way more likely to buy it in person because they're like know someone who's pregnant and are going to a baby shower soon or something like that. So it's like that kind of idea.
Oh, that book was epic. I loved it.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
I forget, did you get the whole box? You have like the whole survival kit, right?
You gave me all kinds. Yeah. No, I have the magnet on my refrigerator and everything. It was awesome.
Yeah, Elon won a giveaway I did for it like a year ago or something. So.
Yep. Lucky guy. Yes, ma'am.
So is the complete Points of Villainy, is that your latest?
Yeah, so like that one it takes 3 issues and is combining to get them together, and then we're adding a whole bunch of bonus material. So it's something that like is already out there, but like the graphic novel is like the new, like my current project. But at the same time, like Points of Virtue number 2 is coming, and like Sister Grimm number 3 is coming. So like there's a whole bunch of stuff like constantly in the works. So, but yeah.
So who's the artist?
Like, on the Villainy, so it's 6 stories, and it's centered around one event, and then there's 6 ordinary people going through this like catastrophic paranormal event. And so each perspective is actually drawn or illustrated by a different artist. So we have 6 artists. Like we have,
wow.
Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty cool. And they like, because all the stories like it's definitely horror, leans horror. And there's like psychological horror, and then there's like monster horror. So it's like this big like mix of stuff. So like we managed to find an artist that like went nicely with each one. Like we have like an artist who's like a bit cartoony, and he had, like did a black and white version of one, and then there's like there's one that leans a little more like anime. Actually, there's a couple that lean a little more anime style, and then there's like one that's like really bright and colorful, and like another one that's like darker muted tones because it like takes place in a pub, and then there's this like one at the end that's like very much like mostly blues, and then like the flashbacks are in sepia tones, so it's basically like a 2-color palette. So yeah, it's cool. Like yeah, like I can name all the artists. Like we have Matteo Massimowski. We have, okay, let me think about it. There's Matthias DiVincenzo. I'll do my proper credits. Some of them have complicated last names. There's Mary Sterletsky. I've never heard her say her last name, so I'm not 100% on that. Bruno Pavazza, and then we have Huitzi Trujano and Melina Gisela Diaz Amiyama. So that's those are our 6.
Those are some tongue twisters.
Yeah. So like Matteo was one of our first artists that we connected with, and he was in Argentina, and he basically was like awesome to work with, and we're like, hey, do you know any other artists that would want to work with us? And he's like, I know all these people. So all of our artists, we're not all of them, but like we started off with a whole bunch of Argentinian artists, and now we have like I think there's like a few like Fritzy is in Mexico, but yeah, we definitely have a lot of Spanish speaking artists, but just the way things worked out.
So how exactly do you communicate with them? Do you speak Espanol?
I do not, but they all speak quite good English, thankfully.
Oh, okay, that works.
Yeah. I think that like there's like different levels of like a few like a little more proficient, I guess, or bilingual, I guess is the word, than others. But yeah, they're all pretty good too. And I know like some of them have been like, oh, I'm so sorry about my like accent or my English, and I'm like, you were like completely easy to understand. Like you don't need to worry about a thing. So
nice. So Chris is here now.
Yep.
Yeah, Chris is having
Chris.
technical difficulties this morning.
Yeah, so I have a question for you, Chris, and you can only it's 2 questions. You can only answer yes once and no once. Are you gay?
Am I gay?
Yeah.
Like happy?
No. Like, are you a homosexual?
Unfortunately,
Don't do it.
no.
It's a trap.
Are you lying?
Am I lying about being gay?
Remember, you can only use yes once and no once.
Or do I feel like this is a trap?
It's a trap.
It is. Because you have to say yes.
I have to, but that's not true though.
Right.
That would be a lie.
No, that's the joke.
Did I screw this joke up? Because I feel like I screwed the joke up. I'm sorry.
You killed it. I was so excited about this too, dude, because I heard it last night and I was like, oh my god, I got to get Chris with this today. So
sorry, I'm not sharp. I didn't fall for it. My fault. My apologies.
Darn. And it's not funny if you have to explain it.
No, it's never funny if you have to explain it.
Right. I killed it. I'm sorry, guys. I fucked up the vibe.
All my kids and my wife know me, and I am totally that guy that would do this joke. So every time I ask them anything, they all take a long pause. And they're like, wait, what are you doing? Are you trying to get us to say something funny?
Yes. Well, I tried. Damn it. I failed. All right, so back to our Latino artists, I guess. Yes.
I've noticed that there is quite a few, like Elliot Rodriguez. Really
he's
good
awesome.
artist. And I've been
So is Renzo.
Yeah, and I've been using him for a few things, and I've noticed that there's quite a few of them in the like South American, I guess, because they're kind of spread out down there, that are really good The only drawback I find is some of them, it's a job and not a passion. And I think that's where you get the disconnect. Is if you find an artist that's passionate about the art, their work is just more. It's better. Like you can feel it.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know I can't think of his full name, but his Twitter handle's EDU, and I think it's short for like Eduardo. And I can't think of his last name. That guy is fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with him at all, but like, you know, Renzo, there's a ton of them, you know, El Padrino, they're all really, really talented guys.
You say El Padrino?
Yeah, that's his handle.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
One of the things I haven't seen a lot with those artists down south a lot is maybe it's just I'm not getting my eyeballs on a lot of stuff, but like, you know, like our friend Skunk, his style of art, like I feel like their style is very similar. Like everyone's doing a similar kind of style down there, and there are very few people that are like breaking the mold and kind of going out of their own and doing their own style thing. You know, for me, that sticks out.
Skunk's from Germany, though.
Oh, is he? Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, but I was just using his style as I don't see that kind of a style where it's distinctively like if you see a picture from Skunk, you know that's Skunk. I don't see that too many with the South American boys. I'm not saying their art isn't good, and there may be, you know, ones I'm not seeing, but nevertheless, they're doing great work down there, and they're happy to do it, and it's a great price for them, and they're not interested in our drama either. So. Come to my project where you don't give a shit about CG drama. Thank you very much.
Oh God, dude, CG is a mess right now, man.
Yeah, right.
I won't touch it with a 9-foot pole.
Yeah. Well, it's not that because, well, you know, like I agree with most of like why CG started and all that. Like I've never had a problem. Like I agree with it, but it's hard to get into it because you literally have to pick sides. So like you'll see people that you really like, you know, like two people you know interact with, they're cool as hell, and then you see them get engaged in these death battles on X, and it's like, damn.
I know. I'm over here going. I'm looking at X going. Don't engage. Don't engage. Oh, you.
Yeah. I know. And Elon knows my history, and he knows how hard it is for me not to engage.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready to go. I'm Captain Picard with my finger ready to go. Engage.
Yes, and then we have Lori over here, who's very wholesome.
Right, she don't get into anything. She's secretly successful, and she's just looking at everything. Like
it's tough though. Like, you see it, you have opinions, but it's just like I made a decision a while ago, and like not to argue with strangers. Like I'm not going to convince anyone. I'm not unless like I like.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're exactly right. It just
stresses me out, and then like. I don't know. Like I just want to make comics. I don't want to argue about them. That's kind of my my general thing. And it's like it's cool. Like and when you find other people that just want to make comics and they're passionate about like telling their story and they're not worried about what everyone else is doing. Like I know there's stuff going on in industry, but like that's kind of the beauty of indie is you can just be your own thing. Like you can be controversial in indie too, but like you can also just like ignore everything and just write stories or draw or whatever you want to do. Right. So.
Yeah,
that's kind of
100%.
That's what we do. We're just looking for people who just want to like put their stuff out there, and because that's who we are.
And if we want to have heated discussions, let's have heated discussions about fictional characters.
Yeah,
and things things like that, and not personal attacks on taste or culture. Let's argue who could kick Superman's ass. Like I'll have that argument with some nerds any day. Like
Pitt, 100%. Pitt could waste Superman.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not engaging on this. I'm sorry.
I am not engaging should be our slogan. Yes. I am not engaging.
I strongly disagree, but okay.
I'm a Pitt fanboy. I can't help it.
Oh, dude, I love Pitt, and I've always loved Del Keown's artwork, but
I like Pitt visually,
think he can beat Superman.
I mean, no offense. Superman can be as strong as he wants to be, right? I mean, isn't he like the Hulk? Like the anger, you can't. Hulk just gets mad. You can't really beat him, really.
But Pitt got threw around by a god and didn't die. See?
Well, I mean, if you want to go by that metric, then Spawn could beat. Well, we're going to go off on some stupid shit. We're here to talk about.
Right, here we go. We hijacked Miss Cunningham's stream again.
Yeah. Sorry, Lori.
This is how we
we all have ADHD. Yeah.
Hey, I got it too.
I should have never said
I think
Superman.
Yeah.
I should have never said Superman.
Well, no, I
Hey,
almost
to be
I
real,
almost
though,
opened up the Spawn door.
To be real though, I like to have discussions. I wouldn't say arguments. I will take any side of a discussion just to throw like the little devil's advocate at it to get more discussion out of it. But Superman is probably my favorite hero of all time. I have a connection with him. I had an uncle when I was younger who introduced me to Superman, and we used to watch the Christopher Reeves movies all the time. Every time I'd go over to his house, we'd watch those movies. So when I see one of those movies, it takes me right back there. And when I see a Superman book, it's like I'm right back there. So
we need that Superman more than ever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. We need that Superman in our lives. Everyone needs to go to the movies and have hope again and not care about who's black, who's white, what's this, what's that. Right. We need somebody who just does the right thing and doesn't take sides. We just need that hope again. So I hate to be that dude.
You're telling me gay, black, lesbian Superman in a wheelchair isn't in the cards?
It's not going to bring people together the way that they want us to.
Well, I'll tell you this: that movie would put my ass in a seat. I'd pay $20 to see that movie.
But you're not going to leave feeling good. We're going to leave feeling like shit, like we did with Zack Snyder's Batman vs Superman, where everyone left with like, "What the hell did he just do to Superman? And what is going on?" Well, I love the Christopher Reeves ones, man, because you feel hope. You feel. Yeah. Well, you feel like that Superman. You want.
Even
that Superman
Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor, yeah. But the James Gunn Superman looks pretty dope.
He just wants land. Lex just wants land. Yeah. Someone just give him Madagascar and let him be quiet. I know.
Well, bro, they're not making any more of it. Yeah. So, but the James Gunn Superman does look pretty promising, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. You can't.
Have they picked a new Superman yet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's what's his name? It's
he looks like a young Henry Cavill.
Yeah, it looks like someone time traveled and got Henry from when he was like 22.
Wait, I thought it was Henry. I thought it was Henry Cavill.
Well,
no, he's just
his contract ended or whatever, fired. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, I think he's supposed to be working on like 40K.
Yeah, no, that's why I thought it was
Warhammer.
I thought I saw something where he was going to be Superman, and I'm like, but I thought he was working on Warhammer, which is
Well, I have pictures of the new Superman. He has a short cape and everything. He looks pretty dope. He's wearing the red underwear.
Oh,
that's not a real picture.
I remember seeing that.
No, it is. Yeah, it is.
No, they came out, and then they showed you because the S is a completely different one than Zach showed. Not Zach. Then what's his face showed.
James Gunn.
Remember?
Well, because it does. It looks like the Kingdom. It looks like the Kingdom Come Superman S.
No, the one with the snow on it is the real picture. The one that you showed, Elon, with the guy with the camera and he's looking like he's on set in front of a building or something. Yeah. One, that's not how you take pictures on set. Two, that's fake. Three, it's been established that it's fake.
Aren't you the same guy that told me George Clooney wasn't going to be Batman in the Flash movie?
All right. All right, you got me on that one. But to be fair, dude, they reshot that right before they released that fucking movie. Like, they didn't tell nobody about that. Like, that wasn't even like on the radar for it to be a possibility.
How did I know?
I don't know. I'm telling you, that's not his suit. I'll put money on it. It's not his suit.
I'm going to go on record and say Elon has friends that have friends, and they know things, and they tell Elon.
That's not going to be his suit because it doesn't even look like the one that zoom in and the S doesn't look like the same. It doesn't have the same texture. How can that be the same suit?
It can't be the same suit. It's crazy how much this dude looks like Henry
Cavill. Yeah.
What's his name?
They should have just kept Henry. I wish they would have just kept Henry.
Sorry, what was
his name's Porn Sweat?
David Corn Corn Sweat.
Corn Swell or something like that.
I do not.
I heard Corn Sweat.
I do not see a full picture of him in the costume. There's a
They
lot of
haven't
like.
released one yet.
Oh, what about that? Well, I think that's
Okay.
the concept art.
He is
That's
young
fan art.
looking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a good
Yeah.
picture to put up of
So are
him.
they
but-
doing like a younger Superman?
Yeah.
Well, it's like Superman
Yeah.
Year 2.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're like not finishing whatever.
Well,
No, it's a
That's why
complete
they got-
reboot.
Justice League, etc.
Well, supposedly that's why they got rid of Cavill, was they wanted to go with the younger Superman. So,
They completely wasted Henry Cavill as Superman. It's just so horrible, bro.
absolutely.
Like, we didn't even
Absolutely.
get in my opinion, we didn't even get a chance to see Superman because Zack Snyder never showed us Superman because none of that was Superman. Like, we never got to see Superman being actual Superman, and it really irritates.
Yeah, well, I think the closest we got was when he fought what's his name at the very end of the Justice League. That was probably the closest to Superman. Yeah, Steppenwolf. I couldn't think of his name. Yeah.
So they're just
I
leaving
think that was the
cliffhanger-
closest.
They're just leaving that cliffhanger out there, with, like evil Superman or whatever, and not following up.
Yeah.
with
That's
that.
never gonna.
Well,
Yeah.
Cool.
well, they're trying to get Netflix to pick up the rights so they could finish the series, but James Gunn already has his new play toys, his new Star Wars ripoff show.
Oh no, that's not
Rebel
Gunn.
Moon.
That's Zack Snyder that did Rebel Moon.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. I don't think
Yeah.
Zack's gonna finish Justice League.
No, it's not going to happen.
Concept
And
art.
and what was stolen from us
The
was the
concept
Ben
art looks
Affleck
great.
standalone Batman movie. They jacked us.
Yeah, we got robbed.
We got boned.
You know
on
why
that,
we got
yeah.
robbed? We got robbed because everybody made a stink about Man of Steel, and it scared the shit out of Warner Brothers so much that they no longer trusted Zack, and they did everything that they could, and then the icing on the cake was Zack had a tragedy in their family, and Warner Brothers pounced on it. The sick fuckers.
Yeah,
They pounced
his
on a
daughter
tragedy.
committed suicide,
and-
right?
Right, and then they decided to go a different route because they freaked out because everyone went, "Oh shit, Metropolis got destroyed in Man of Steel." Have they not seen the Avengers came out? Damn, New York got destroyed, but that's fine. But Superman and Zod, who are actual fucking superhuman beings, aren't going to make destruction? Are you kidding me? Come on, that was such a letdown. That whole movie, all the gripes I have with it, the destruction of Metropolis isn't one of them. Is nowhere near one of them. I expected it to happen. It's a Superman movie. What the hell?
Yeah.
Here's my Superman.
Christopher Reeves.
Right there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I've never actually watched the Christopher Reeves one.
You should. They're definitely like something you could watch with like your kids.
Your kids.
And
Yeah.
it's very wholesome. There's
How do you not watch the Christopher Reeve Superman as a
don't
young
know.
man
I've
and not want to be like
Well,
that?
she's not a young
fair
man.
enough. I had to wait for. I should have waited
Yeah.
for Chris to finish his sentence there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
I'm sorry. That's true. But
and they're very story driven too. There's not a whole bunch of CGI. Well, there is CGI, but there's not a whole
I
bunch
have them bookmarked
special
on like
effects,
one of my streaming platforms or whatever. I've just haven't got around to it for some.
do yourself
I have
a favor.
a little bit of a resistance to old movies, where I'm like, I don't have the nostalgia making me watch this but like things I've already seen when I was like growing up, I'm like watching.
But they're Donner movies, so they're not bad. They're not going to be weirdly paced and stuff. I mean, but they're very interpersonal. There's a lot of dialogue, a lot of chew the scenery.
Well, then
But
they're
1
also
and
like
2,
that-
you gotta watch 1 and 2. You can skip 3 and 4. But you gotta watch
I'm
1 and
excited
2.
to watch like a bright movie again because all the movies are so dark and like.
That's another thing. You're gonna love this. As soon as Superman makes his first appearance, if you don't get goosebumps, I don't know what to fucking tell you because
he's got that I'm gonna save the world and the love story and
I'm not gonna be corrupted by my morals. I'm not gonna have internal conflicts. I am Superman. I'm going to do the right thing. You're not gonna mess with me. Here's your cat lady.
Wait, didn't he get drunk in the second one? Or
No,
was
that
that
was
the
the
third
third.
one? Okay,
Yeah,
we don't
can
talk
skip
about
that
the
one,
third one. We don't talk about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
So
that's
he
it.
starts.
didn't he give up his
He didn't
power?
get drunk.
licking
He
the
got
peanuts?
split because the kryptonite and the
Yeah.
nicotine made him into two different Superman.
Right.
It's
and he suddenly
it's a
had like
crazy
the
story.
5 o'clock shadow, and yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was about to ask, like, how does Superman get drunk? I kind of assumed that wouldn't affect him, but
Wasn't the third one where he gave up his powers?
No, second one's
Yeah.
where he gave up his powers.
No.
Was it the second one?
Yeah, he gave
Yeah.
up his
Yeah,
powers
because-
to be with Lois in the second
Right,
one. That's
and
when he
then-
gets
and
beat
then,
up
like-
by the truck driver.
Right after he gives him up, he goes into that
Yeah.
diner and gets his face wrecked.
Yeah, and then he goes back and fucks the dude up.
Yep.
Which, you know, is fair.
Yep.
And that's funny because
Yeah,
people used
I
to
would've
say,
done the
well,
same
Superman in Man of Steel, he wouldn't have done that to the guy's car. I'm like, did you see what he did in the first
Yeah.
movie? Like, he actually kicked the
yeah.
guy's ass. So, like, what do you want? Like, Jesus,
There's
comic book nerds just really get to me sometimes.
There was this thing on Twitter where people were discussing. Was it on Twitter or was it in our group that we were discussing that Superman isn't human? So how does he feel human emotions?
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah.
on Twitter, and I think I was
Yeah.
arguing with somebody, yeah.
I think I was gonna say I was thinking somebody was there, but my whole thing was it's nurture over nature at that point. You know, he was raised from a baby by humans, right? So that's how he gets his moral compass, and that's how he feels differently than what, you know, how he would feel different than other people from his planet. Like he would grow up with that mentality.
Oh, but come on. His parents obviously felt love. They shot him off fucking Krypton to save his life.
Right, and that's where the whole
aliens have emotions.
Right, and that's where the whole revenge thing came, where he goes
Spock
back
doesn't.
and beats up that trucker. You know, that's kind of
Yeah,
like
Spock
a human
does.
reaction, but
Spock
are like, oh,
lacks the emotions.
Yeah, but then with Spock though, it's trained.
No,
He
Spock
trains-
is oppressing his emotions. He has
Yeah.
emotions. Vulcans have huge emotions.
Yeah,
They're
he's
just
half
suppressed.
human now.
He's part human
Yeah.
makes it even harder for him.
Makes it harder for him to
Right.
suppress his emotions, but he does a good job of it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any of the stories where Spock actually gives into his emotions? He
Yeah.
is crazy.
Oh yeah, that's that one where he masturbated. I remember that.
Okay, I don't remember
it's-
that one.
You
but-
mean you're talking about his Pong Far? Yeah, when he goes through Pong Far, he's like a feral animal,
Yeah.
and they have ridiculous strength. But anyway, yeah, we get off topic. But yes, Superman. That's what's great about Superman. I think is that the humanity side of it. Like, I forget what the argument the guy was trying to make was like, oh, Superman would always go evil. He would never like be
Right.
good or anything like that. And it's like,
He doesn't really care about humans. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know if I feel that way.
How about to Lois?
Right. Back on
You know?
topic. Oh, and my delivery's here. Did you get my normal? Because it looks a little light or a little dark.
Mom's is really light.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Thanks, kid.
Ooh.
My coffee delivery.
I'm drinking a Rockstar.
It's a Starbucks knockoff. It's called Big B's. But they have this.
We got a
thing
Big
called-
B's down here.
Oh, do you? Nice.
Yeah,
guess-
my wife works at a doctor's office, and one of her clients owns like 8 of them.
Yeah,
some
I
shit.
get it's called an Avalanche cold brew with no sweet cream. And it's just white chocolate
They're always-
mocha, and peppermint.
They're always busy. I've never been there though.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So I have the Kickstarter up here. It looks like you're doing email collection right now.
Yeah, we're just in pre-launch, so we're
Now-
looking for followers so far.
I'm gonna ask you a question here. This is something that just came up today with me. Do you use MailChimp for your email collection?
Not for this one. So this is like, so Hades is the one, it's under his account, and I'm like a collaborator. So like we don't officially have that. Like for Kickstarter, I think They just do the thing where like they kind of store people's emails for you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
actually not 100% sure. Like I know I signed up for someone's Indiegogo, and it was basically like I put in my email address. So but again, I don't know if Indiegogo just like saves that for people, or if like people running the campaign get access to everyone's emails. I'm not quite sure how they kind of do that, because I guess at some point, just because you sign up for a campaign doesn't mean you want to be on a mailing list, I guess, forever, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, because
I think isn't MailChimp more for like people like actually collecting them so they can use for other projects and like keep their audience in one spot.
well,
That's what I kind of thought. Where they can, like you said, add you to the mailing list of whatever the hell they want to add you to, instead of it just being like Indiegogo news coming to you about
like
your
I technically have
sign up.
MailChimp through my website, and people can sign up for that. And I have like a super sporadic newsletter I do like 3 times a year. Once upon a time, I'm like, I'll do this monthly, and it hasn't been that at all. So like I collect some people, but that's people have to sign up for it. It's not, it has nothing to do with Kickstarter or anything like that.
right. They I use it for collecting emails for mine, and I put out a newsletter. I do like weekly. On Mondays, I put out a blast on what's going on with the book, and just today, I got hit with a charge, and I was using the free version because the free version gives you like 1,500 accounts, and I have 6.
Yeah.
I have 6 people signed up right now, and I'm working on that. And with some collaboration with other people, I found that I was doing things the hard way. So, but either way, I'm like, they upgraded me to the higher tier, and said it was because I didn't have enough account, or I didn't have enough open accounts available. And I'm like, how did I get 1,500 followers? So I'm looking through there, I still only have 6, and I'm like, this is so weird. But either way, I did not know that Kickstarter and Indiegogo, they have their own built-in email thing. So that's kind of cool.
Think so, because like at the very end of people's campaigns, like you're like, hey, where do you want, like for digital comics, they're like, please let me know where to send it. Whereas like I don't know if people have your email otherwise necessarily. Like I think that's maybe like Kickstarter, it's like, we promise not to share your information. Like maybe that's the third party platform bonus, I guess.
See, I originally was gonna go Fund My Comic only. Oh, hold up, we got something here. You can use KS Kickstarter to email the followers, supporters. MailChimp is separate. We don't use it though. We can use our site or email individually. Okay.
That's 80s. Hey 80s. Also, hey Nick, if you're still here. Hey Knight, if you're still here.
Yeah. That's very interesting, because when I first started out, everybody was like MailChimp, 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 but it seems like it's become more and more of a hassle. And I have tools on my website that I can use to do pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Well, my personal website, it's integrate, or I chose to integrate it with MailChimp, and I just have like the free version as well. But
yeah,
Kickstarter is its own thing, because you can send updates and email people, but I don't know if you like specifically can see all their emails. But
I originally was going to do a Fund My Comic exclusive launch, and the more I've been in the community and talked with different various creators from, CG to non-CG and all over the indie area, it seems like putting it on all 3 is the best route to go, because you're going to get the most audience, because there's people that only back on Kickstarter. There's people that only back on Indiegogo, and Fund My Comic is growing, but it's still got a small audience base. So by using all 3, you're really just spreading it out. And then, there's people that
what
are
a
like,
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I have to be that creator who's going to say this shit.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, no big deal. Fuck me. Sorry, my French, but that seems like a lot of work, bro. Like, you know me, like, Mike, you're helping me with my website, and I haven't done shit to it because I'm so, I just don't know if I can do everything, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
It's nuts.
Well,
it's
didn't
not
Dave
setting it up. Like it takes a lot of
Sorry,
work.
what, Lauren?
It's like no work.
Lori,
you're right. It's not for the.
I can imagine setting it free. Like we kind of were like planning on maybe doing like an in case you missed it thing through like another one, just kind of like if you still want some bonuses and stuff after this, but like Kickstarter is kind of like our main one. Like it seems to have like a good community there. And like I've supported people on Indiegogo and Fund My Comic already. Like, and I know there's like Zoop and like I feel like I've seen another one recently, but
you get a lot of scare tactics. Like it's funny because you see these CG guys, the big ones, they're always talking about mainstream media and how they use scare tactics to make you do this and that and the other thing. They do the same thing. Like they talk about shadow banning. Creators like me, I'm not going to get shadow banned because I'm not big enough to even be on their radar.
Dude, a lot of people saying they're shadow banned aren't shadow banned.
Yeah.
Just going to put that out there. They're just saying they are because they're not selling shit.
Anyway, the only person I know that was absolutely shadow banned was RJ, the guy that does the Fourth Age and Thomas Valiant. He was absolutely shadow banned on Kickstarter.
See, and the only ones I've ever had that situation and noticed it would have been like Shane Davis or EVS, where I've actually searched their books and not been able to find it without them giving me the link. So, but again,
that's why they use Indiegogo, though.
Yeah.
But that's also few and far between. But a lot of people are crying wolf, saying that they're shadow banned. They're all jumping on since this creator shadow banned, and I'm a fan of that creator, and I have a project that's like that creator's, I must be shadow banned. A lot of it is like a lot of crying wolf. But anyway.
Though to circle back, not to cut you off either, but to circle back, didn't Dave, because Dave ran Rogue, and didn't he end up having to use all 3 platforms to fund?
I think he had that too. I think he had that going on to begin with. From what I remember, he was going to do that anyway.
Yeah, he
did. I don't think he ever said anything about Shadow, because I helped him set his campaign up.
And actually,
he never mentioned anything about shadow ban.
He never mentioned shadow ban, and he had boobies, and he got funded, and people gave him, for almost $4,000. So like, let me tell you about this shadow ban shit.
He did pretty good, and it definitely was a good idea to hit all 3, especially like the non-safe for work covers. I don't remember if it was Indiegogo or Kickstarter. One of those, he hit an audience there and got a lot more backs from those on that.
Indiegogo, I think, was his.
Because one of them has an actual NSFW tag for their the whole boobs on covers shit. But like if you were to do that on something smaller, you might not even get anybody back in those specific books. But
true, and he also made sure to censor them. He censored it too. So I did the censoring, but he did it.
Yeah.
Well, everybody thinks my comic character is either a dick or a hot dog, so I'm probably gonna have to do that. Not suitable for work.
Who thought it was a hot dog?
Yeah, it's super weird.
Lori.
He thought it was a hot dog.
He thought it was a hot dog. Yeah, remember?
I love the
Lori literally. No, when we had her on the first time, she was like, "Wait, your character is not a hot dog?" I was like, "Oh, you dirty punk!" You're like,
"Hey, look at your little avatar. You can't see the flange part of it. It kind of just looks like it."
Yeah, but the word plunger doesn't give it away, though. Like, come on, man. Why do I have to be that guy?
I didn't know that the title. I just saw a cartoon that looked like a hot dog.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So, I'm now very aware that it's a plunger. I'm aware that the book is called.
She's like, that's one pissed off hot dog. Like,
yeah. Why is he so mad? Yeah.
I get it now. At the time, it's a hot
dog. Yeah. He could be a hot dog, but he's not.
Yeah.
It's a plunger.
Common mistake.
Yeah.
But like real quick, guys, like circling back, I'm like about like the shotgun approach to getting your project out there. You know what I mean? Like the buckshot, getting it to many eyeballs as possible, which means like literally setting up multiple different avenues for funding is probably like the best way for the young up and coming people who are just getting into it and aren't really sure what to do and don't really have an audience. And I think that's but on top of that, guys, like, am I the only one who just like makes the Captain Picard forehead maneuver with, you know, when he thinks about how the hell am I going to juggle this plus being a dad plus doing regular job shit and being, you know, husband, you know what I mean? Like, how the hell am I going to, like, to sell a couple $100 worth of books, we're going to have to work like a full-time job nonstop for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-go. Like Dave went through hell, brothers. Like, he was on my hip like the whole process, and that man went through hell to get his comic book made.
Did he write
and I'm 40.
So there is one other option.
Ripascend.
You start a YouTube channel and you just attack all of the big guys, like straight up call them out on all their BS, create this huge Twitter war, and then you end up with thousands of followers because they're into the drama. Yeah. But that's a shot in the dark.
Oh man, you can't do that.
No, there is, but you know, Ripa is offering that service now. It's called Ripascend, where you can publish your comic through him, and he'll do everything, including the shipping. So, I mean, that is an option.
How does he decide? You know? Is it if you pay enough, he'll do it, no matter how good the book is? Because that would suck.
No, actually, you have to do it by submission.
You never fucking pay a publisher to publish your work. That's not how it works.
You don't pay them.
Right.
No, they take a percentage of it, from what I understand. But the thing is, they do fulfillment. They do everything.
How is that possible? They're going to be inundated with stupid projects. How the hell is that feasible? I don't understand.
Well, that's the thing. You have to do it through submission.
Well, he was
able to pick and choose who they publish
into the project.
Yeah, but they also pick and choose. Yeah, but they pick and choose who they publish, and so it's not one of those things where you're guaranteed anything. No,
it's not a viable option. Then it's an option, but it's not a viable. Well, it's just as much possibility as if I went to Westinghouse.
Yeah.
Or to Image. And submitted your work.
I know, but
no.
I'm doing a novel right now, so.
Image takes everybody. We all know this. Come on, don't play.
I disagree, but
if that's true, I'm gonna go to Image real quick.
Image is like rubber stamp.
Right.
I was just looking at. I got to get a better camera. My camera.
I think the monitor. Building an audience. Have you had a problem with that at all?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's like, I feel like we're pretty organic because like we haven't done like we did a Kickstarter 3 years ago, and it was very much like friends and family like are the reason it funded. Whereas like now like we are in the indie community and we have like connections and stuff, like it still like takes time, and it's literally like even coming on this where it's just like maybe one person watches, and I'm not saying like this show, but like any podcast, like maybe one person watches and maybe one person follows. Like a lot of people like watch and they're like, cool, like I'm never gonna follow this up or whatever. So it's all like really slow, but like anytime you get one more person to look at your stuff and one more person to read, like I think you just kind of have to go on that, like you keep going until you hope that you hit that tipping point, and all of a sudden like someone told the right person and they've told the right people and people start ordering
snowballs.
Stuff, like you basically need that snowball effect, and like I think so it takes a while and it feels like a grind. I don't know.
Do you feel like you have to spend almost as much time as you do creatively trying to build your audience? Because I feel like I'm in a duality of the two. Like I feel like, at least for me, I have to like, I mean, if everyone's different, but I feel like I have to spend, because now more than ever, as I'm 40 and I'm pushing, I know that audience matters more. Like, look, I love doing what I'm doing, but if I'm throwing it out to the void, that sucks. So I feel like I spend as much time figuring out how the hell do I get eyeballs and attention and find my readers, so to speak, as I do creatively. Do you have that issue?
Yeah, 100%. And there's like absolute days where you're like, this sucks. I don't want to do this because it's too much work. Like it's never gonna happen. Like of course, like there's always that self-doubt in those days where you're discouraged. But I also like feel like everyone always tells you like, of course you can be in this for the money, and I think like there's no problem with creating and wanting money. But like I do think there is something to that thing where it's like make sure you're like creating for yourself first. Because if you're just like doing something you don't love anymore and you lose a passion, like there's so much things you can do with your time, right? Like, why do something you don't like just to like grind it out and have no one look at it? So it does suck.
Right.
Like I try to like look for ways to like doing what I do. Like I get to work with other creators and like they inspire me as well. So like I'm like, I think
that's definitely a plus. Yeah.
People also helps. But like even like so like I wanted to draw more. And I started a YouTube channel which is just drink and draw. So like just once a week I draw. And like so that's like I get to connect with people and like maybe some people buy this stuff, but it's just a hangout. And then eventually like I'm just like I'm gonna draw my own comics. So like I made a mini comic. So like I gotta use that as like kind of like a lot of people use YouTube and social media obviously to network and promote. But I also just draw and hang out. And then like I slowly made a little mini comic. So like finding something where I could really combine something like that is one of my favorite parts of the week. Like there's definitely some moments to it, and sometimes I feel like I do more admin and like marketing than creating, but yeah, no, I'm not a good person to like I don't have balance. Like I'm also a mom and like my solution to everything is just to sleep less, which isn't really like the best.
That's my solution. That's how I go. Like, how much sleep do I really need? How much do I really need to eat? Like, I know my body so well because I'm a creator. Like, people don't understand that. And like, what do you mean you haven't eaten all day? It's 8:00 at night. I'm like, I'm on adrenaline. Like, you don't understand. I'm on a mission. I don't need substance. But then you crash. But that I'm not balanced either. But I'm always looking for the edge. And one of the things that keeps me going in that time where like I'm not creating is like I keep getting better. And like Elon gave me a huge compliment the other day. He says, "Man, like your work just keeps getting better every time you show it to me." I'm like, I have to. I don't know what to do. Like I'm in between building an audience and getting my workout. I work on trying to be better, and so that the tipping point that you were talking about happens a lot faster. But like I'm one of those weird guys where like I get a natural high from just being around other people, entertaining them, and being around other creators. Like it's like something I crave. Like it's really cool to just interact. Even when someone's like giving me criticism, I'd rather hear that than crickets. So like I'm always craving to like get to a point where, yeah, exactly. So I feel like I'm chasing that, constantly chasing that, and like my passion doesn't get fully realized in texts, in text and words on the screen, and it's really difficult because I'm trying to like, get to relate to people on a different level, but it's difficult when you're doing it almost primarily through social media.
Yeah, well, and going to cons is like I'm quite introverted, so like going to cons is exhausting. Like having to like be on and talk to people, but it's
Dude,
also,
the thought
like,
of it makes me tired.
Yeah, it's exhausting, but like the day after a con, I feel like hungover. Like I just want to sleep, and then I'm like, oh, I raise kids. But like it's fun though, like talking to people and like talking about yourself, and you can like see like if you're excited about, you get that like instant feedback. If you're excited about what you're doing, you can kind of see someone get excited about what you're doing, and when you're excited enough that they like buy your stuff, you're like, yes. Like it's that,
yeah, Mike,
like that sweet, like that's a sweet high.
Yeah, Mike made that point too, and I was trying to tell him like, yeah, I'm trying to be, because I'm a filmmaking background, and I've been, I've done it all, short films, all kinds of shit. And if I can get people to like just look at me while I'm pitching something, I got them. Like I got them. Like how do I get that with my book? It's so hard because in the moment, like even right now, you guys can't see it, but my hands are flying everywhere, and Elon's seen me. I'm very passionate and boisterous, but it's hard to convey.
Well, the reality is my two cents on this is honestly part of it is you're selling a project, but mainly, especially through social media, you're selling yourself.
Yeah,
that's it. Like the way to get eyes on your project is to sell yourself, and you can drama farm, which I don't know if that's the best direction to go in, where you start these battles to get.
It's definitely a
engagement.
Direction. I don't know if it's one you want to go down though.
Yeah.
Well, because eventually people are going to lose interest in that, and if they lose interest in that, they lose interest in you, which equals them losing interest in your project.
Me and my buddy were talking about EVS the other day, and about how he's doing these new crash.
Oh, the trash cast,
right?
Cast, yeah.
where he's basically just drama farming. But when you're at his level, if you ever just pay attention, like just ignore all the stuff that he's talking about, ignore what Chat's talking about, and just look at the amount of super chats he gets while he's streaming.
Oh yeah,
it's redonkulous.
He's making so much money just by talking trash on there.
But that doesn't make I can't do that. I can't, even though I see that model. I morally can't sleep with myself at night.
Yeah, my
doing
point
something
is
like
that
I sleep with myself every night.
It doesn't mean he's necessarily that guy. He's just using that to earn a living. You know what I mean?
Fake. I know why he's doing it. I know what he's doing, but it's a slippery slope, man. It's a slippery slope.
Because then you get that reputation too.
But you're still manipulating people to get money. I break things down to very simple fucking tic tacs here. It's still manipulating
the
people.
Thing is,
and I'm not for that. I hate that shit.
Too, though, look at how many people were perfectly content with Comicsgate until the RIPA EVS fallout. Now you've got two distinct sides that are like Republicans and Democrats, and those motherfuckers are going after each other. You know?
And the two guys that are making all the money are EVS and RIPA. They're making tons of money off of it.
Why do we care about this shit? Why are comic book crazy? Why are these nerds? Why are these geeks? Why are these guys who are just like us? Why in the hell are they acting like this? Why are they giving their money to these people? This doesn't feel right. It feels like it feels really odd. Like, aren't we like I have vivid memories of walking to my comic book store and I'm feeling like these are my people, and we are not into the popularity bullshit. We're not into the infighting. We're not into that crap. And then here we are on the internet acting like 13-year-old girls on, from the set of Mean Girls in the cafeteria with each other. I'm like, aren't we supposed to be the guys that are like, and the girls that are like not into that shit at all? Look, that's cool. That's all we care about. Look, that's cool. That's all we care about.
You know something it's really funny about the whole
disgusting
thing is that there is a whole sect of people in the indie community here who don't even give a shit about that. They don't even talk about it.
Like Isaac Bell.
They're creating books and they're doing live streams without being, without playing into all the drama and it's
dude, Nick Patera, Isaac Bell. Dude, those two guys, they are just doing their own things and they give zero fucks.
Yep.
Some people can get away with it if you're talented enough, but eventually one of the days I tried to play that neutral shit and one of those little damn CG fuckers found me. And he was like, pick a side. I felt like he had a gun to my head. And he was like, well, if you're not with us, you're against us. I'm like, all right, Hitler. What do you want me? You're like, so I'm definitely not picking your side, and like nobody came to my aid. That's another thing too. I've realized real quick, like nobody's gonna back me up on the internet, so I better shut the f up unless I know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, is nobody backing me up? Nobody backed me up, man. The Gestapo came after my ass, and I'm running. I'm trying to find sanctuary in France, and nobody. I was like, dude, how am I gonna pick that side now? How am I ever gonna go on CG when I was like literally attacked by them? Like, dude, I can't morally go on that. Even if you're right, your tactics suck.
Well, see, that's why I treat everyone on the internet on a person-to-person basis. You know what I mean? Like, if you're CG and I get along with you, great. If you're into RIPA and you love RIPA, great. If you like DC and Marvel, great. But if you're a dick, just not going to deal with you.
I just don't like hypocrisy. When I call it out, man, they come out the woodwork.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, I don't have to I don't have to agree with someone just to get along with them. You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's true.
Like, I have a lot of friends. Well, dude, one of my best friends in the world is a gay Democrat. And me and this guy go at it when we talk. We talk like an old married couple. Like, but the thing is, he's one of my best friends in the world. We're diametrically opposed.
Oh.
And I believe your mic just quit working.
Yeah.
Like mid-word, you said up, and then nothing.
He's censoring
Sorry,
himself.
this stream turned into like it just turned into that to turn into all this. But like, I think these are important things to bring up because I think a lot of creators feel and think these things. They just don't say it. And that's another thing. Like, I encourage people. That's kind of how I am. I'm just transparent. Like, I don't want people to feel like they have to like hold in shit all the time or walk on eggshells or, you know, but you also like this whole agree to disagree thing. It works
Oh, it's
constantly.
how
I
I
have
try
had.
to treat people.
Is he still talking?
I think he lost his.
Is he coming in and out, Elon?
Yeah.
Anyway, I just think it's important. You know, sometimes creators don't feel like they can say things or have same feelings and they don't know how to like express them. I don't know where I was going with
Wait,
that.
is ASAP? Are you guys completely based in Canada?
No, so Hades is the founder and he's in the UK. And then I'm editor-in-chief and I'm in Canada, obviously. Okay. And then we have two other writers who are in the US. There's one in LA and one in New York. And then, yeah, everyone else we work with is just like all over. Like we got like in, especially in the NE1 world, we got people from like Australia and like, I'm trying to think where the one guy's from. Also in Japan. It's like instantly I'm like, but yeah, it's just like like a lot of the people who bring their work to like publish to us are like US people. Like that just seems to be like, it's obviously like a big English speaking market, but and then like I said, a lot of our artists are Argentinian, but
Nice.
That's just because they all knew each other and came to work for us. So yeah, we got like a good mix. So like we do like we're doing like Hades does cons in the UK, I do cons in Canada, and then like Nem and George are the other two writers. Like George is at New York Comic Con and Nem's doing some stuff down in LA area, at least South Cal. Oops. Sorry, my mug. So yeah. But like all of our stories take place in like in our world. Like all of these stories on the screen right here, they take place in London, but it's like an alternate London with like.
So is this a trailer for ASAP?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's watch this.
Did I get booted? Am I here?
Yeah.
And then you dropped.
Oh, I didn't get booted, huh? Okay.
Kicking up.
So, who did your trailer?
Dude, that was the fucking best trailer I've fucking ever seen.
That's them. He's one of our writers. He's like really into video editing.
Jesus.
He
That
did
was
our
really
trailer
awesome.
for our Kickstarter as well, which
I was
obviously
totally entranced in that. That was great. Artwork's fucking great. Trailer's great. That's fucking cool. Like the whole time I was thinking, I was like, oh god, we all need to step our damn games up.
Yeah,
that was great.
He does good work, and like I said, he did the trailer for the Kickstarter, and since then we've added a new title that's not up there yet, called Person, which is basically this like demon living in a human body he stole, and then like hiding on Earth, and like hell's basically looking for him. So yeah,
fucking cool.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's a
more books
that's a
for me to
wicked.
buy.
Yeah. That's a wicked trailer. Is he available to do work?
Yeah, he hires himself out. He doesn't like fully advertise it, but he does. Like he's definitely.
I got chills a few times. I'm gonna make my book into a short film, and the opening titles. I want that. I would like to have that in my movie. I will have that in my movie. Oh yes.
Yeah, he's done some like other stuff for us. Like we do an online con every year, and he does like a lot of like kind of basically the I guess the intros.
Well, let him know I'm coming.
Yeah, fair. I'll let him know. yeah, check him out. He's good.
Great job all around.
Well, guys,
everybody.
We're going over that hour mark, so it's that time of the day.
Right.
It was great having you on. We're definitely gonna have you back.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
You guys got anything you want to put out there before we call it?
No, I'm good.
All right. Then it has been real, and it has been fun, and it has been real fun. I will see you guys.
Yes.
All right.